4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well, hello there, folks, and welcome back to the Production Room Podcast. I'm Tom Faber, your host, and I'm coming to you from the third floor of the Dixie Center for the Arts in beautiful but rainy downtown Ruston, Louisiana. The Production Room Podcast is a program of the Dixie Center, and I am so honored to be just a small part of this wonderful establishment. The Production Room Podcast seeks to help promote our performing artists and venues and just everything related to performing arts in North Louisiana. The young man I've got lined up for us today is actually the winner of the Singer-Songwriter Award from the Northeast Louisiana Music Awards last year, where the Dixie Center took home the Best Venue category award. So we were very honored by that. But folks, help welcome Mr. Clay LaBeff here to the Production Room Podcast. Welcome, Clay. Good morning.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate y'all having me.
Glad to have you here.
Yes, sir.
So tell me a little bit about Clay. We know you sing. You wear a cowboy hat. You got any cows?
I just sold most of them.
Okay, I don't blame you. Cows are a lot of trouble.
They are. They find a way to, especially when it starts raining like this is whenever. But, I sold all mine, but my cousin still got 200 head of mama cows up in Spearsville, so they still keep us busy enough.
Okay, so you're a Spearsville boy, is that right?
That's where I'd like to call home one day. That's where my daddy's from. That's where all of our stuff is.
Okay, and living over in Ouachita Parish now?
Yes, sir. Me and my wife, my two dogs, we live over in Monroe, and just trying to get going. We've been married for a little over a year now, coming on 2 years. So.
Newlyweds.
Yes, sir. Still
nothing wrong with that.
Still puppy loving.
That's good. So, Singer-Songwriter of the Year.
Yes, sir.
So how did that feel for you?
Man, that was a big deal for me. Just I guess a little backstory into what kind of got everything going. My mother passed away December 1st of I guess last year. Yeah, made it first year. So this past December was the first year. But man, she was really passionate about me singing, and I was a little bit of a coward. Didn't want to get in front of people, and she got to see me play one time in front of people. And once she died, I was like, I got to get after it. I was pretty upset with myself, and so yeah, getting that award was awesome, just because I knew how proud she'd be of it.
I imagine so. Our mamas are usually our biggest fans.
Huge, yeah, man. She was.
Yeah.
And she still is. But, and I got to have my grandmother was there with me, her mom, and that was awesome to have her there.
Right.
That's my last living grandparent that I got, so she got to be a part of it with me and my dad and everybody. So
very nice.
Yeah, cool.
So tell us a little bit about the style of music. I mean, we could take a wild guess because of the hat and the little western southern drawl you got.
Yes, sir. My album's going to be coming out in the next 2 months, and whenever you listen to that, you're going to be able to tell that I wouldn't really put myself in one certain genre.
I like it.
I love good country music. I love some good southern rock, blues.
Mm-hmm.
I love music that makes you feel something when you're listening to it.
That's the best kind. If the music's not making you feel something, why bother?
That's right. That's right.
So I had the privilege of seeing Clay recently at Rotolo's here in Ruston, and it's a fantastic performance. And like he said, you can't put him in a box. Clay's kind of all over the place as far as genres go, but he does make the song his own. He's not out there trying to imitate anybody. I will say that. Tell us a little bit about who are some of your musical influences.
Yeah, as far as the country side of it, George Strait and those guys that really, the '90s country group. If I had to call them something, that whole crew, they really got me interested in music. And then Zach Bryan has been a big part of my music stuff, just because he's very vulnerable with his music and all of that, and that kind of opened me up to another style of writing. And that's what I kind of anybody that is vulnerable at singing music is kind of an inspiration to me, because that's what I like. Like I said earlier, I want you to feel something when I write a song. It's not just a tap your toe to,
right? And Zach Bryan's another one that you can't put him in a box either.
No,
it's a style all his own, and I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, well, it's great. Like, my dad seen a picture of him for the first time a little while back, and I'm always playing Zach Bryan stuff, and he loved it. That's what that guy looks like. That's not what I thought. But yeah, no, he's the man.
Yeah. So, where have you been playing lately? I know I mentioned Rotolo's, but
yes, sir. Shoot, I just actually opened up in Broken Bow, Oklahoma, for a group at the what's that place called? It's the saloon up there. I did that, but I do everything pretty much everywhere in Monroe. I got to play at Enoch's for my first time a little while back, which was awesome.
Right.
The Siesta, places in West Monroe, Stumble Out, Rats, Tails, and Shells is one of my favorite places to go play. I love those folks.
I almost ended up there Saturday. I had a taste for crawfish.
Well,
we didn't do it.
They got them going again. It took them a while with the crawfish prices. They got them rolling out.
Right.
No, I love that place up there. Those people are good folks too. And then Frenchman's Bend Country Club, I go out there quite a bit and play on their steak nights, and that's a cool little environment over there.
Oh, I bet.
But yeah, no, pretty much everywhere around here that does some music.
So I will say this: I'm going to have Clay's contact information here in a little while, but he did mention to me that he would like to get over here and play in Ruston a little bit more.
I would love that.
You folks watching this, keep that in mind, and give Clay a call or send him a message. Let's get him over here in Ruston some more. I'd show up for that.
I want to give a shout out to Rotolo's for having me over here for the first time, so I'll let them know I appreciate that too. Great pizza over there too. If you ain't never had it, go get some.
Very cool. So, Clay, you mentioned earlier about an album coming up really soon, but we're fixing to have a sample of that, releasing this Thursday?
Yes, sir.
Got a single coming up from that. You want to tell us about that?
Yes, sir. I'd love to. The album is called Shame on Me. The single is off of the album. It's also called Shame on Me. It's 11 songs of some of the best musicians in the world playing behind me, man. I couldn't be more grateful for everybody that's helped me out. And I want to make sure they get their credit. It's being produced by James Cook and Clayton Mazza Clayton's from Monroe. James is originally from Monroe, been in a long time. They're doing all the production and engineering, and then Kent Slusher, which is Luke Bryan's drummer, is just banged on the drums for me, and he's done an awesome job. Darren Favor is playing with the Oak Ridge Boys now, and he's added mandolins and everything else you can think into the music. Can play anything there is. And then David Ristrom is Luke Bryan's steel guitar player, and he's done some stuff for me on the steel guitar. So just kind of watching those guys put all that music together.
You got some big hitters on there.
Yeah, man. It's yeah.
Where did you record?
Well, so we did most of it. We were able to do in Monroe and vocal wise, and we would just send the tracks off and then piece them together. Or Mr. James would. He's But I was actually really fortunate enough not to have to run up to Nashville very much at all. So I don't think that's the conventional way of doing it, but I highly recommend it. And I highly recommend any of those guys that I just mentioned in any type of project that you do. And Clay, like I said, Clay Mazza lives in Mesa. Maybe Mesa. He's going to be mad at me for mispronouncing his name, but he lives in Monroe there, and you can find him at Matt's Music up there.
Right.
And man, he can kill a guitar. He's good with production. He can do a bunch of stuff. So, but yeah, the album, 11 songs.
Are they all originals?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. And we got some. I got some more, but they told me I had to stop sending them songs to do. So we got to wrap this project up before we start another one. So, yeah, I'm really excited. And like I said, the single it'll be coming out Thursday, which is when this is gonna air. So if you get done listening to this, it's gonna be on Spotify and everything else. So hop over there, Clay LaBeff Music. Well, it's just Clay LaBeff on there, but shame on me. I'm excited, man.
And we'll have a link to it on our social media as well.
Awesome.
And probably on YouTube and Spotify. We'll share a link to that.
Awesome.
What's the future looking like for Clay?
I think you know about as good as I do. I don't know. We're just kind of going with the flow, see what happens. I've been already really, blessed and fortunate with a lot of cool opportunities, including, this here. And I'm satisfied now. I'm tickled now. My goals keep changing because I set one and we kind of keep meeting them. So I don't know what the future is. I'm looking forward to it though.
I suppose it's full of music though.
Yes, sir. I hope so. I sure hope so. Music and horses.
So just like we do for every podcast when I've got a singer-songwriter up here, Clay's going to give us a little performance here in a little while.
Yes, sir.
You want to introduce the song to us and tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. One I'm going to sing today is called On the Far Side of the River. I wrote it for my mother after she passed away. It means everything to me. I probably ain't going to cry, but I dang sure might. It gets me every once in a while. But, yeah, no, it's going to be on the album too, but just kind of a shout out to her, I guess.
All right. Well, folks, we're fixing to get set up here in the podcast room, and I want to introduce Clay LaBeff and Far Side of the River.
On the Far Side of the River. Men like me just can't seem to get away from the bounce. And on the far side of the river where the grass is always green, the sun always shines and love's just fine. It's all you could ever dream. And on the far side of the river where we don't get along, the stars all align if you give them time to sing all the same songs. So river, run free, you need to take me to that place, way up high on past the stars, so I can see my mama's face. Oh Lord, tell her I'm gone, need to tell them on my way. Tell her I'm trying to be a better guy so I can see her again someday. And on the far side of the river where the water runs deep and wide, there's a place that I call home, where I can let my spirit fly. And on the far side of the river I'll walk along the banks, and let the water cleanse my soul, tell all angels thanks. So river run free, won't you take me to that place, way up high on past the sky, so I can see my mom's face. Lord, tell her I'm coming, won't you tell them on my way, tell her I'm trying to be a better guy, so I can see her again someday. So if you're feeling lost, or you need a place to go, join me on the far side where the river runs sweet and slow. So river, run me free, and won't you take me to that place, way up high on past the sky, so I can see my mom's face. Lord, tell her I'm coming, won't you tell her on my way, tell her I'm trying to be a better guy, so I can see her again someday. That was on the far side of the river. I want to give you a few events that we got coming up that I don't think you want to miss. Thursday, like I said, the single's coming out. And then you can catch me on Louisiana Living at 4:30. That night, you can come hang out with me at Frenchman's Bend. We'll play some live music. Saturday, you can find me at the Stumble Out. But next Friday, got a pretty cool thing going on in Monroe. If you would like everybody kind of make some plans, come out to Mustang Sally's, where me, Claire Ray McBroom, Cooper Stevenson, and John Morgan will have a writer's round. So we'll be singing a bunch of our originals and explaining what the songs are about. I think that's going to be a really cool time, and really like for everybody to be able to come out and experience that with us. And then the next Saturday, the 16th, you can find me at Red's Tails and Shells for an always good time up there. Album will be dropping in the next 2 months, so keep an eye out on that. And for any information on where I'll be playing or any more updates on the album, you can find me on all my social media is at Clay LaBeff Music. Give it a follow, give it a share, and if you see me out in public, please say hey. I love to talk to people.
Thank you so much, Clay, for joining us today here at the Production Room Podcast. And thank you again to Origin Bank, our corporate sponsor, for making this possible. I want to talk a little bit now about some upcoming shows here at the Dixie Center.
1, 2, there!
Get ready, Ruston, for this Canadian invasion at the Dixie Center. On Saturday, March 9th at 7 p.m., it's Matt Anderson. Matt Anderson led the way at the 27th Annual Maple Leaf Blues Awards in Toronto last month, winning trophies including Entertainer of the Year, Male Vocalist of the Year, Songwriter of the Year, and Recording Producer of the Year.
Going down, going down, 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 down. There ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
With a powerhouse voice and skillful guitar licks, Anderson is a blues force to be reckoned with.
There no sunshine when she's gone. Oh, my house just ain't a home anytime she goes away.
I fell among the roses, there were roses to my nose.
Opening for Matt Anderson is Old Man Ludica. His odd name and intriguing album titles notwithstanding, Old Man Ludica has amassed an impressive career over the course of 7 albums and nearly 2 decades. Continuing to maintain the steady pluck of his banjo and a steadfast devotion to an absolute acoustic regimen. For Ludica, that MO has paid off, having garnered him a pair of Juno Awards in his native Canada and a steady following that cherishes each and every endeavor.
I know that no exuberance ever goes a day unpunished. I'll trade tomorrow for today.
One of these nights we're gonna find a moment to ourselves. We'll stay up a little late. It won't take too long. We're dancing in the shoes we've got on.
It's time once again to make your plans for the Ruston favorite. It's the Joe Woods Wildwood Express Show. On Saturday, April 6th at 6 p.m. Get your tickets at www.dixiecenter.org. This show is a tribute to Mr. Joe Woods and a benefit for the Dixie. The Joe Woods Wildwood Express Show is sponsored by Origin Bank. Join us for the Production Room Podcast, recorded on the 3rd floor of the Dixie Center for the Arts in the old Production Room area. Each episode will bring you an interview with a local performing artist, singers, songwriters, actors, actresses, and producers. The Production Room Podcast is sponsored by Origin Bank. You can find the Production Room Podcast on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Spotify. The Production Room Podcast is a program of the Dixie Center for the Arts, a 501c3 nonprofit corporation whose goal is to be the heart and the home for the arts in North Louisiana. The views expressed by our guests and hosts may not necessarily be those of the Dixie Center for the Arts.